All right. Hi, guys. I'm Rebecca, one of our co owners and trainers with Rough Pup Services. We're going to be answering some questions for you today.
And I am Darren, other co-owner of Rough Pup Services, and welcome back, guys.
Yeah. So, because we got over 50 questions from you guys, we are breaking these up into sections. This section, we're going to cover destructive chewing and some crate independence. We got questions from Wade, who said destroying inappropriate items, eyeglasses from the nightstand, collectibles from the desk, the taxes folder from the bookshelf. That is not good. Happens mostly when we are away, but sometimes when we are in the other room. All
Really
right.
missed that question. Wow.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry,
Yikes.
Wade.
Yeah, that's rough.
Especially the collectibles and the taxes.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
that's not good. What a mess. Sorry, guy.
Yeah, let's talk.
All right, Kira, how to be able to trust my dog to stay out of the kennel when we're gone. He most of the time is fine, but probably 4 out of 10 times he's going to find something to chew on, even when he has 20,000 toys. Oh gosh, if you have 20,000 toys, that's a lot.
Do you see your floor? That's
All
my
right,
question.
Carl, chewing of walls, trim, and rugs, even with chew toys available. Yep, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, been there.
All right, Darren, do you want to start or shall I?
Yeah, I can go ahead and start with the big one.
Yeah.
Let's just crate the dog when you leave, assuming that they do have that crate
Yep.
independence. To help that destructive chewing, just don't set them up to do it. Let them just chill in their crate and relax. Same thing for overnight. Let them
Mhm.
just kind of sleep in their crate. Me personally, now this doesn't have to be with every dog, and maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like my dogs sleep deeper and better in their crates overnight
Yep.
than sleeping out, because I feel like with my specific breeds, an Aussie and a Rottweiler, they have this propensity to feel like they have to keep an eye out for what's going on while we're sleeping, versus when they're in their crate, they really can actually shut off. So look at that. I would say just look at some crating. Now, I guess that does kind of lead us into the next point here, the whole crate independence,
Yep.
which you want to start us off on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So, crate independence, what you want to look at is starting your crate training as early as possible. So, if you get like a puppy or a new dog, you want to start crate training right away. One of the easy ways that you can do that is start feeding your dog in their crate.
Mm-hmm.
For some dogs, that's not going to be enough to create a positive association, and you need to actually do like some training exercises with the crate. So, teaching them a cue to go into their crate, and once they are just getting their paws onto that bed in the crate or the crate tray, crate pad, whatever you're using in there, um, making sure that you're rewarding at that point. And then I like to reward again once they show relaxation in the crate. That is how I start clarity with my crate training. I think Darren does something extremely similar.
Yeah, pretty much to
Um,
a T.
yep. And then something else that we both do is we teach a threshold at the crate, which means the dog doesn't come bolting out of the crate
Mm-hmm.
when the door is open. So that can help really create a clear picture for your dog where the dog understands, hey, I'm supposed to stay in here and relax when I'm in my crate and when I'm given the cue to go into my crate.
And one thing I like to use with coming out of that crate as well is a little bit of eye contact. I want them to actually look at me for that permission, essentially. Like, okay, is it time for me to come on out?
Yeah.
And I'll give them that cue. Yes, you can come on out, whatever their release word is, whatever it is.
Yeah, that can be super helpful for your dog too, especially if you're trying to build overall engagement with your dog. If your dog doesn't engage with you a lot or doesn't really seek out your input throughout the day, that can be something great to add in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about rotating the toys? And
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, we can definitely talk about rotating the toys. Uh, so I'm assuming that the 20,000 actually was kind of an exaggeration. Um, but I assume that you also do have a lot of toys for your dog, which, looking at that, maybe they're just getting bored having access to all of those toys. So you've got a couple of different options here with that rotation. you could have 5 toys that you bring out, have them out for a couple of days, pull them up, put a different 5 toys down. You could have that be a specific type of toy, even. Like, you could have all bones one time, or you could have all the crinkly stuffies out one time, and then you can have all the regular stuffies out. Kind of rotate that, keep it interesting for your dog.
Yep.
Another good option, if you don't want to rotate to that extent, you could have a set bin of toys that they could have some free access to, and then for those, you know, leave the home times or getting in the crate, building that positive association, then a specific type of toy could come out and be associated with that. So they're like, okay, this is that time that you're going to be gone. I've got this really, really, really fun thing that's even better than destroying this stuff over here. And, damn, lost my train of thought. Take over.
And it just it just helps build that positive association.
Thank you.
And then, you know, as you're rotating those toys, the other thing that it does is it just keeps your dog's brain a little busier, right? So like Darren was saying, it's super easy for our dogs to get bored, and we feel like, you know, but you have all of these things. And to the dog, they're like, yeah, but I always have all of these things. And I think that does kind of lead us into our next point as far as destroying things when you are home, where you need to make sure that your dog isn't destroying things when you're home.
Destroying, getting into the trash, that type of stuff. Any issues that
Absolutely.
you're having while you're gone, make sure that they aren't doing that when you're home, because then they're still getting that practice even while you're there. So they're like, oh, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, obviously we know that the question there is, okay, but how do I stop it? And one of the things that you can do is actually go ahead and put a leash on your dog. Right? So you want to prevent them from having unsupervised time to rehearse those behaviors. So a lot of times these behaviors start when we don't do exactly what we're talking about now as puppies, or when we first get a new dog. And the dog basically never gets a clear picture on what they're allowed to interact with freely in the home and what they're not. And that leads to, what are we allowed to destroy and what am I allowed to play with? Because to the dog, those aren't two different things in most cases. So look at keeping your dog on a leash when you are home, or like in your eyesight in the same room, and make sure that you are interrupting or possibly correcting. If you are working with a trainer a little bit, you know, they can teach you the right ways to correct these behaviors when you're home, right? If the dog can't do it successfully when you're home, they definitely aren't going to do it successfully unsupervised. Crating when you cannot supervise is also a great option, right? Just to give us another way to prevent these behaviors. And this isn't forever, it's not a prison sentence, but even doing it for 30 days, we've seen it make a huge difference so consistently that it's something we recommend to pretty much everyone. Anything to add to that, Darren?
No, I think that covers that.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you guys. We hope that helps.